Well, folks, we here at Daily Web, we have a brand new movie. It's coming out on Friday night. You have to be a subscriber to see it. It is called Lady Ballers, and I'm joined in studio by my friend Jeremy Boring, who directed, starred in, and wrote this thing. So if it fails, it's all on him. In a surprise drop this week, Daily Wire is releasing a brand new film. It is called Lady Ballers. If you haven't seen the trailer, well, we're going to show that to you in just a second. I'm joined here by the director, writer, star, key grip of the film, Jeremy
I am
Boring.
no key grip. You have to have actual skills to be a key grip.
So I want to show the trailer. We're going to watch the trailer. Then we're going to react to the trailer. And then we're going to talk about how this movie came to be because it's absurd on every possible level. So let's play this thing.
In a world where women's sports is being transformed, the Daily Wire calls foul with the most triggering comedy of the year.
Guys, this is serious. Sports can be your pathway to a better life.
Well, like yours?
Please don't steal my catalytic converter again. Winning matters. It's the key ingredient in becoming a winner.
Well, maybe you should try it sometime. Are you gonna move?
I am not.
Let's cut to the chase. I know you're not a woman.
Hey, you don't know how he identifies.
If you can beat them,
What do you know about the U.S. Opens for the Global Games?
You want us to compete as women. $5,000 prizes.
My lover says you were a great coach back in the day.
join them.
This is the way the world is now. My 8-year-old daughter told me all about it. So, a guy can become a girl with no physical changes at all.
Oh, that's called gender fluid.
So I can be a woman on the court and a man in the bedroom. I can't believe it. Nice!
You mean when you're sleeping?
Yes.
Coach,
Alex,
We could play basketball.
we'd have to get the whole team back together.
It's time
We're in.
I'm in.
I'm in.
to play
Lady Ballers. Mount up.
like a girl
That's right. I'm with her. I'm in my truth. This is my truth.
from heroes
Day one of being a girl athlete. I love being a girl.
to sheroes.
We could dominate every woman's sport. Running, swimming, soccer. I said sport, Felix!
It's ladies basketball, boys. Nobody watches.
Excuse me. Are these seats open?
Never mind.
Getting dunks and tucking trunks.
No, she didn't.
That's the biggest I've ever seen on a lady.
I don't care.
Lady Ballers.
One can even be trans age now, which provides Sheelix with a wonderful opportunity to relive all the experiences that she missed out on in school.
Streaming exclusively on Daily Wire Plus December 1st.
So that's the thing you did.
Yeah. We like to make friends.
Okay, so let's go back to the inception of this idea. So you approached me and you said we should make a fictional film about this topic. Now, to be fair, I think I'd actually suggested to the Crane Boys that they do this as a doc.
Yes.
I originally went to them and I said, you guys should go try out for a bunch of ladies' leagues. And that became not possible because, as it turns out, most ladies' leagues don't allow in actual men. And they weren't willing to go the full distance in terms of what it would require in order to, the actual hormone treatments and everything to play in some of the ladies' leagues. But in any case, it turned into this. So explain.
Yeah. Well, I think the thing that you have to understand is that I was getting ready to leave the country to go make our Pendragon series on July 9th. And somewhere about mid-March, I thought, wouldn't it be great if between today and July 9th, we wrote and produced an entire feature film? And so, yeah, the Crane Boys mentioned the idea that you had given them, and it had been in the back of my mind that, we really should be making the movies that only we can make. In fact, I think that's a line that you had come up with. What are the things that only we can do? And so I thought, well, obviously, there has not been a true comedy made since Barack Obama became president. I mean, Barack Obama destroyed 3 things: rock and roll, comedy, and America. That was other than that, he was a perfectly average president, but it became impossible to tell a joke during the Obama administration because Obama made this sort of pact with culture shapers that they should change their fundamental understanding of themselves. And in the case of comedians, they should no longer mock the absurd, but they should be agents for social change. The head writer of SNL famously said that they would make no jokes about Barack Obama. He said, there's literally nothing funny about this man. It is as though he is carved from a single piece of pure obsidian, which in itself is one of the funniest things that anyone has ever said, because if anything, it was half of a slab of pure obsidian, and the other was snow white marble.
Also a little racist, but yes.
A little racist. But this is the view that they took of Obama because of his sort of singular religious affect. You couldn't make any jokes anywhere ever. And you've seen, comedy has changed fundamentally in that era, and Hollywood stopped making these kinds of films. You go back to the early 2000s, you have some of the great comedies, probably culminates with Tropic Thunder, starts with Dodgeball, ends with Tropic Thunder. I miss those movies. You miss those movies. I think our audience misses those movies. And there's never been anything funnier or more mockable or more laughably absurd in the mainstream part of our culture than letting grown-ass dudes beat up women by calling themselves chicks. It's patently absurd. And so, it was like, well, there's a joke that needs to be told that only we can tell.
I've got a holiday gift idea that's sure to make you the hero of the season for the ladies in your life. Now, we all know the holidays can be a bit hectic. The shopping, the cooking, the never-ending list of things to do. Fear not. I've discovered a gift that's not just thoughtful, it's downright transformative. It is the gift of Genucel skincare. From now until Christmas, Genucel's most popular package has a special discount just for my listeners at Genucel.com/Shapiro. Treat yourself and your loved ones to the absolute best skincare in the world. By the way, not just for girls. Guys use Genucel as well because we also get the bags under our eyes. I know, I use it personally for the bags under my eyes. These troubling forehead wrinkles, fine lines, skin redness, yes, even that sagging jawline will disappear before your eyes with Genucel's most popular collection. Genucel promises immediate effects. You'll see results in less than 12 hours guaranteed, or you can get your money back, so it's risk-free. Genucel made Christmas come early this year. They sent a bunch of product down to the entire office. Our favorite thing about Genucel, the products clean, natural. They're simply the best. You deserve to look and feel your best this holiday season. Head on over to Genucel.com/Shapiro. Get this incredible holiday discount. Every order today is instantly upgraded to free express shipping. That's Genucel.com/Shapiro today. Again, Genucel.com/Shapiro. 'Tis the season of giving, and what better way to express love and appreciation than by presenting the timeless and exquisite gift of fine pearl jewelry. At the Pearl Source, you get the highest quality pearl jewelry at up to 70% off retail prices. The Pearl Source cuts out the middleman by eliminating those crazy markups by jewelry stores and selling directly to you, the consumer. You can order from the comfort of your own home. You'll find the largest selection of pearls available anywhere. Each jewelry piece is custom made specifically for you. The Pearl Source let me choose from a custom set of pearls for my wife, and let me just tell you, she loves the pearls. She wears them like all the time. It's some of the best jewelry she has in her collection. They make stellar stuff. It's time to start shopping for the holiday season. Don't wait until it's too late. The Pearl Source offers fast and free 2-day shipping on every order. And if you're not sure if she's going to love the gift, the Pearl Source comes with that no-hassle 60-day money-back guarantee with free return shipping. So again, it's risk-free. Give a gift that can be passed down for generations. For a limited time, listeners to my show can take 20% off your entire order. Do not wait until it's too late to do that holiday shopping. Go to thepearlsource.com. Enter promo code Ben at checkout for 20% off your entire order. If you want fine pearl jewelry at the best prices online, go straight to the source with The Pearl Source. That's thepearlsource.com. Enter promo code Ben at checkout. That's thepearlsource.com, promo code Ben. That's the craziest part of this, is that basically there was a script. You ended up going through and rewriting a lot of the script. You ended up directing the film. You ended up being the star of the film. And that was basically demanded by circumstance. So there are more actors who are willing to be in the film because of all of what you're
I was getting ready to go to Europe on a location scout, and I sat down two writers that have worked with us in the past, Brian Hoffman and Nick Sheehan, both really talented guys. And I said, guys, I'm leaving for 2 weeks. When I come back, I need a script. Here's what it has to be about. And I outlined for them what I wanted the movie to be. I went and scouted Romania and Bulgaria and Serbia, looking for places to shoot Pendragon, came back, and they had done yeoman's work. They put together a script in that time. They solved some plot elements that were really good. But sort of like everyone that we approached with this idea originally, no one wants to go all the way. And so I did a little work on the script to help make sure that it went the full distance, and then we started going out to actors. And literally every single actor that we went out to for every single role told us no. And I want to be clear that this isn't like they read the script and said, this isn't funny. Many of them told us no, just point blank on the phone when we pitched the idea. And I also want to be clear that these aren't actors like, I mean, we didn't go out to Leo DiCaprio. We're going out to people who are on our side, who have been telling us for years, since we first got into movies, we'll walk across broken glass to be in a Daily Wire movie. This is people who have, in many cases, already been canceled. And even they would say to us upon hearing this pitch, guys, that's the one thing. Like, no way. That you'll never, it's not just that you won't work again, like, you will be persona non grata in every room you ever walk into.
They will fire you from a cannon into the sun, yes.
Yeah, that's correct. And it was really shocking. I suppose it shouldn't have been, but to hear these already canceled conservative actors who've wanted to do things with us, just unwilling to touch the material. And that's when sort of the idea of, well, what if it was just us? What if the Daily Wire truly made the movie that only the Daily Wire could make? We all had some trepidation about that going in. I want to say, though, that I can't imagine any better way that it could have gone. Because if we had gotten any of those actors, yes, they would have had skills that we don't have. They wouldn't have taken the jokes as far as we took them. They wouldn't have been willing to go the distance. And our guys, particularly Crane and Co., Jake Crane, Blaine Crane, and David Cohn, they committed themselves so completely to this process. And I was telling you in the makeup chair before we started, like, the things, the physical stuff they subjected themselves to, both from like body transformation, losing weight, gaining muscle, all of that piece of it, but then just also all the stunts, the hard days we were working. We had an 18-hour day our last day. And these guys, they were elite athletes before they moved into the sports commentary space. And you see it when you work with them, just absolute dedication and completely hilarious.
And of course, pretty much everybody cameos in this thing. Some have smaller cameos than others. My cameo is not very large, but...
Your cameo is not very large, but I will say it is the bluest comedy in the entire film.
That's true.
It is exactly what... Anyone who knows that you're funny, which is apparently no one on the left who never understand when you're making a joke, but anyone who actually watches your show will be like, there goes Ben. There goes Ben Bennin. And it is hilarious.
And obviously we have everybody from Riley Gaines to Ted Cruz makes an appearance in that.
Well, I watched Wedding Crashers, and
it's his acting debut, right? I mean, like, Ted has been itching for this all his life since he was doing high school drama,
right.
And then somehow ended up in the United States Senate and also running for president.
Yeah.
What he actually wanted.
Of course.
If he had gotten this when he was 20, he never would have been in politics.
So I will tell you that's 100% true, and it is the perfect movie for Ted because what people may not know, the man loves basketball. I mean,
it's true. He played Jimmy Kimmel.
He played
right?
Jimmy Kimmel and beat him. He loves basketball. He wants to be an actor. In fact, I've never told anybody this. In fact, he'll be mad at me for telling this. But, he's in a tough re-election race right now back in Texas, and obviously we need Ted Cruz in the Senate. But I called him and said, hey, I know that there's no way you can do this, but you should come to Hungary and be in Pendragon. I said, I've got a role. I will physically transform you. It won't be a cameo. No one will know it's you. We won't market that you are in it. You can actually come transform yourself and spend a week with us and actually act. And I thought, I'm giving a pal his actual dream. And then he reminded me that he has an actual job with enormous responsibilities. But for this, he was willing to come out and do a cameo for us and was truly funny. And then we played a little one-on-one, and I do not have a dream of playing basketball. And so, yes, I was also skunked by a sitting senator.
Well, it's definitely all of your Daily Wire favorites.
Yes.
Matt Walsh is in it. He's hysterical. You saw him there. I know you may have missed him because he doesn't look like Matt Walsh, but in fact, that is Matt Walsh.
With a man bun.
Yeah. You got Michael Knowles and Brett Cooper in it as well.
Michael gives the most offensive performance in the film.
Shocker.
Yeah.
I can't believe it.
The most shocking.
Finally justifying that salary.
Yeah. And there are cameos that we haven't announced yet. Some other people who show up and get some laughs for us, which, as the days draw toward the actual premiere, we'll release some of that info. But
so I want to go through some of the tweets that people have been sending. So, most positive, I would say the reception on Twitter particularly has been astonishingly good.
Overwhelmingly.
I mean, it's been probably 20 million views at this point on Twitter, somewhere in that neighborhood.
Also, we talk about this as though it's a controversial issue because the left pretends that it's a controversial issue. virtually every human being alive today and every human being alive until today has known that men should not compete against women in women's sports.
I mean, that Blaine clip where he's picking up the girl and throwing her to the mat. I mean, like, first of all, it's hilarious. But also, like, it's hilarious because that's absurd and that should never be allowed under any circumstances.
And that is actually happening in the actual world. No, I can say watching that be shot was difficult. I mean, we had a great professional stunt woman, a true pro. She's wearing, a skeletal body armor, basically, that's made to do this sort of thing, and it still hurt. I mean, Blaine is lifting her off the ground and slamming her into the mat. You have to do it over and over. I felt so bad for her. She was such a trooper. And I got in the van on the way home that night thinking, man, we're genuinely being terrible to women in the making of this movie. And then I realized, oh no, this is real. You can fight MMA. The first biological man to fight against a woman in the MMA broke her skull. And the left is celebrating this. Meanwhile, everyone knows it's wrong. And only this weird virtue signaling, social proof culture causes us, well, not us, but causes many people to pretend that they don't know that it's wrong. And so what I think is great about our movie is it does what comedy is supposed to do. It actually points out an absurdity. The movie is absurd, but it's only as absurd as the real world. We're just choosing to frame it in a way that allows you to laugh at it. I think this movie is less akin to Dodgeball. Tonally, it's like Dodgeball, but thematically, it's much less Dodgeball, and it's much more. What was your movie that you turned me on to about Stalin?
Oh, Death of Stalin.
Death of Stalin. Thank you.
Yeah.
It's much more Death of Stalin.
Because underneath there's like an actual serious.
It's like, no, this is actually what happened.
Right.
It's just okay to laugh.
Right, exactly. Okay, so let's look at some of the tweets. So Riley Gaines, who is cameoing, and then she says, highlighting the absurdity of allowing men into women's sports through comedy and what's supposed to be satire. This is the way. So excited for this. Make sure to watch Lady Ballers, featuring me and some of the most influential people in the conservative movement on 12/1. Yeah, Riley's in it. She's great.
You couldn't make a movie about this topic and not have Riley in the film.
Seth Dillon from the Babylon Bee says, yes, the madness must be mocked. Well done, Jeremy. You'll get a mention when I win Best Supporting Actor for my part in this. Yeah. So I guess I wasn't there the day that Seth was on.
So, I was trying to decide who do we ask to cameo in the film, and I needed someone who was the kind of beta, low-grade guy who would allow himself to be tied to furnaces, the kind of grifter who would actually put forth men to participate in women's sports. And the first guy I thought of course, was Seth Dillon. Seth has been so good. This is actually, when I called Seth and asked him to be in the film, I said in all sincerity, there are very few people who've been more consistently outspoken on the issue than Seth.
Which is the reason Elon Musk currently owns X.
That's exactly right. Seth in some ways, some very direct ways, contributed.
By making jokes about this topic, he changed the world.
That's right. Contributed to the preservation of free speech in our time. And so, having Seth in the movie was an honor, and he's funny.
And Wokeness tweeted, this is what we've all been craving for so long, actual comedy. Lady Ballers is going to be one of the top blockbusters of the year. Mark my words. By the way, I think that's actually true. I don't know if you saw how Wish did over the weekend, but I think there's a significant possibility this outperforms Wish. I mean, that's a very low bar.
Top blockbuster, it's a low bar in 2023.
And then people were tweeting, of course, the best tweet of all time.
This is truly one of your best tweets.
Thank you, I appreciate it. So people were trending Juwanna Mann yesterday. Because,
so it turns out that there was a movie 20 years ago called Juwanna Mann,
right?
Which I learned about yesterday.
Yeah, and I knew that it was there, but it had not occurred to me that people would see the similarity because, I mean, frankly, it's transphobic to see the similarity. So Juwanna Mann is the tragic tale of a basketball player in the UBA, not the NBA, the UBA, and he ends up being expelled from the UBA, and it's basically Tootsie but basketball. And bad, and he ends up going to the WUBA and playing in the WUBA and falling in love with his roommate. But of course, he's supposed to be a girl, and this creates all sorts of. It's the plot of Tootsie, but
with
lowbrow and basketball. But to compare that to this is just sick. I'm sorry, it is. As I say, how dare you compare Lady Ballers, a movie about beautiful trans women, with Juwanna Mann, a movie about a man pretending to be a woman? Your bigotry is horrifying. And it's so true. It's so true. By the way, it is kind of amazing, though. So all these people on the left were blithely comparing our film
That's right.
to Juwanna Mann. which shows that they know the thing, right? Because Juwanna Mann is about a man. Literally, he doesn't pretend that he's actually a woman. He's a man pretending to be a woman. He doesn't say, I am a woman, therefore I get to play in the WUBA. He's a man pretending to be a woman
it's Mrs.
for
Doubtfire.
advantage.
It's wrong, and he's hiding it.
Right.
He's afraid to get caught.
So when you guys compare our movie to Juwanna Mann, what are you saying about trans women in sports? What are you actually saying about trans women in sports?
Also, yes, if you look back 20 years to a time before Barack Obama was president, there were comedies. Sure.
Right. I mean, hot chicks with, Blaine picking up that girl and slamming, and that's Rob Schneider taking a pillow and just bashing a girl into a wall.
That's right.
And you used to be able to do that because the idea of it is hilarious and stupid and wrong.
And this is going to be a criticism that we get from people on the right who are jealous that we made a movie and didn't include them. They're going to say, the Daily Wire made a drag comedy, blah, blah, blah. Yes, because for all of human history, dudes dressing like chicks is funny.
Because it's incongruous and silly.
Thank you. That's right. And now we're supposed to pretend that isn't funny.
It's not only not funny, it's brave.
Yeah.
The bravest men are the ones who dress as women. The best men. You always say that the best women are men, but also the best men are women.
That's right.
The best of them. Well, we are making the joke. You should go check out Lady Ballers. Again, it's going to be available only at DailyWirePlus.com. You can go check out Daily Wire, become a subscriber. And remember, when you do that, Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern time, I'll already have seen the film because, of course, I'm the star. Jeremy is merely a bit player. But when you actually go see the film, you're going to love it. Friday, 8 p.m., you have to be a subscriber to see it. So go do that right now. Jeremy, it's great to see you, and get your ass back to Europe.
Yeah, I'm on my way.
Are you tired of the lies and the twists of the mainstream media talking points? Yeah, me too. Join me in my newest series, Fact, where I dismantle and bring truth to this tiring mainstream agenda.